growth path for him there, or is this it? Like he's at the top?
Hello, hello. You're on Rolling with Yukon. My name is Kevin Dublin. Today we're going to be bringing on Joe in a few minutes. We have a couple of topics. We're going to be talking about our health, small victories in the gym, and is it a good idea to cross train? And so here we go. Let me go find them. I'll find Joe as this week I've hurt my knee. I've been rolling really light for the past 3 weeks. I think I at least have like 2 more weeks to go before I can start some heavy training. Back to my regular schedule. Let me see, invite guest. Copy that. And but my knee is healing nicely. I didn't take anything. I wrapped it for a couple of days, mostly just at night. And I wrapped it at night. I didn't do any ice. It was mostly just bruised. So the swelling has gone down. It's been 3 weeks. Like I said, I probably got 2 more weeks to go. As it stands right now, I can almost bend it all the way. Well, but I never had any pain, so I didn't go to the doctor. Like I told my student, if you're not going to have surgery, it's still, it's a good idea to go just to make sure, but you have to know how far it is before you just have to learn. You'll know over the course of time when to go to the doctor or not. Let me send Joe. I send Joe a message. My rolls this week have been, like I said, very, very, very light. I have been working on defense. The whole part of remembering to do the wrestle ups, keep your goal, maintaining your goals while you're rolling. I find it sometimes I revert back to what I normally do when you might want to try to do a hip switch or get that on the hook, post a far side arm, do a stand-up technique, or sometimes I forget what I'm supposed to be doing because you get caught up in the roll. You get caught up in rolling and everything like that. The other day, a friend of mine's in the family passed away, so I didn't do any training on Tuesday. I just went down to talk to the family and let them know that people care about them. Outside people care about them, and hopefully when somebody passes away, the only thing you can probably just really do is just be there for them. All right, Joey Stripes is on deck. He has checked in. The last topic is going to be cross training. We're going to be cross training. Should we cross train? We'll see. What's up, Joe?
What's up? 3 stripes, motherfucker. You get that shit right.
3 stripes. All right.
What's up, man? I heard the tail end of your topic there. Cross training. So if your gym allows, so my stance on it previously was, if your gym allows it, which they really shouldn't disallow it, but I'm all for it. I encourage it because, especially if you compete.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, it gives you a chance to test your skills out against new people. But not only that, sort of puts the competition factor in, like the unknown. You don't really know what you're walking into. You don't know necessarily what you're going against, but you're not always going against your rank. So therein lies the dilemma, I think. You also don't want to storm somebody else's gym and act a fool. You want to get in there.
Almost like, try to
Get in there and just start subbing everybody up,
every second of the match.
Yeah, faking a hand touch and slamming a double leg or something. You don't want to do
Yeah,
stuff like that, man.
yeah.
You don't want to hurt somebody either intentionally, or hold on to something too long. You definitely don't want to be getting somebody back. And that goes the same, I think, for a visitor at your gym too. It's a little bit of the same. You want to feel them out a little bit, be respectful, especially if it's no gi. You really don't know. They might say they're this or that, but you really don't know till they're on the mat. And so I always say I encourage it. And recently I've kind of been thinking about it, and I started getting against it because incidents, and with those factors, like I talked about, you've never been there, so maybe you take it a little bit easy. You wrestle with somebody who they say is a low level, or they may be a low level. You get a little too lax. You get yourself into a bad spot that you may not be able to get out quick enough before a lesser trained or potentially malicious thing happens to you. So
Right.
I think it's a double-edged sword. So like I said, I used to be fully for it, and then recently I kind of started being against it a little bit. I always kind of like to stick to your home gym, and I say you shouldn't raid gyms, but I kind of feel like I want to show out a little bit and do good, but I want to represent my gym in a respectful fashion too. You know what I mean?
But if you rate the gym, that means that you're going as hard as possible.
I say if you're gonna say you're rating it, you're showing up there with the intent on subbing a bunch of people,
right?
And not really showing your skills, but showing your ass. You know what I'm saying? So I think I encourage it, but I also say be weary, which gets to my next thing that I wanted to talk about is rolling with someone maybe less experienced, or maybe you don't know at all or not that much, and you start rolling with them maybe for the first time. It's okay to feel them out and stuff, but always be alert. Submissions can come out of nowhere, and injuries can happen in a flash. So that's my big thing. I say
that's when you start when you're playing defense. When somebody goes for your arm, after it gets to a certain point, you're right. You gotta.
And I got pounded on so long. Like I'm pretty confident in my defense.
Yeah.
And I sort of will shrug off a lower belt sometimes, or maybe someone who maybe has trained longer than me, but I get the better of more often than not. Occasionally and you've told me about this. I occasionally will put myself in a bad spot, knowing that it's happening, letting it happen, thinking full well I'm going to get out of it. But man, you play around in deep water so many times, you drown sometimes. You know what I mean? So, but you have to play like I said earlier, I was kind of leaning towards against it, but I think it's okay. But I think you should keep it limited and stick close to your home gym. If you don't compete and you just come to learn, I don't really think cross training is something that you really want to do necessarily and test yourself, because you're not looking to test yourself particularly if you don't compete.
A part of me, when it comes to cross training, I think about Kung Fu theater. Everybody is supposed to be learning jiu-jitsu at the home gym and then try it at the tournament. That's one of my aspects of it.
Now, here's something. If you just maybe go upon yourself to train here and there around respectfully, but occasionally you're like, I want to test my skills and show up and show out a little bit. I don't really necessarily consider that storming, but if you did that with a whole group of guys and everybody went in there say your gym's, not to put anybody down or any other gym, but just say your gym is full of guys that are better. Yeah. And you guys just go there. Not that you're trying that much, you just happen to be very successful at and do your jujitsu very well, so the things you're doing become very successful. Do you think that could be misinterpreted by said home gym if guys are coming in and they're not necessarily doing things, with the intent of getting over on you or making you look bad? But what do you think about that? What do you think about that?
That yeah, because it would depend. It would depend how humble the better. It's say like if new wave guys were coming to our gym,
Hmm.
it would depend. And they were just fucking us up. It would just depend how we
You
took
said
it. How
you
we
said
took
if they were just fucking us up. That's cool.
not new wave. Now it's Kingsway.
No, no, I get it, man. Everywhere has new guys. Just because a gym has a big name and they have a few big guys doesn't mean everybody's top notch. You know what I mean?
It's
So
true.
I get it. Just
It
that's
would depend how humble how
yeah,
humble.
yeah. I get you, man. And it skill does. Belts don't represent skill. Time on the mat doesn't always represent skill. Oddly, some people just have knowledge of it. They understand it. They've seen it. They may do some other sport where it has similar mechanics and they're successful with it. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I was thinking about like you're talking about though, with the gym storming thing. It's like I don't as long as you're respectful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you
But
come
but
in
let
and you
let
start
let,
a
let
couple
let's take
guys,
let's take it up one more notch and let's just say you're constantly getting the better of, maybe submitting, constantly staying on top, trapping them in bad spots, and they're not able to. Uh, it's not really doing you any good to keep them there, particularly. It's definitely not doing them good when they just cannot, escape. What's your thought on that, man? Are you good for cooking somebody for? I mean, competition's one thing, but practice and cross training. I don't believe in cooking people for very long,
no,
man.
you shouldn't. You know, it depends. It depends on the other person's belt level. So
Yeah,
if I was going against a white belt that's 160 pounds and I'm 215,
yeah,
I don't have to cook them.
yeah.
You can just go back and forth.
Hmm.
If
Oh,
you're
just that.
if you're an elite athlete,
Uh-huh.
you can give some way
What
and
do you think
play
is,
defense.
yeah,
If you're a really good athlete and you can act like they get the arm bar and then you can at least do an escape.
yeah, yeah,
You got to give the lower belt something to work
yeah,
with.
yeah. I was thinking that too. Like we were talking about this in class the other day, and it got brought up about one of the guys getting trapped in a bad position, and the upper belt kept him there for basically the whole time, and he never got a chance to escape. He didn't get any hints or any clue from the guy how to get out of it. He just cooked him for a long time,
Yeah,
and
so
like
if you're I
at
say
some point, man, I moved. You know what I mean? I changed.
right.
I realize this guy, he's cooked right now. I'm gonna change. Plus, I want to practice other spots too.
Yeah, so
I'm
like
like,
if you're in side control, you can go to knee on belly.
uh, because
Uh
here's the next part of that cooking a guy. What do you think is worse, like really holding a guy and smashing him, or putting 70% of your weight on him, but constantly moving all around and changing positions? I think the constant movement one is more tiring. What do you think? Than having, say, you just got a big guy on you that's outweighing you 40 pounds or whatever. Do you think
yeah.
it's more exhausting for him to put you in a tight cradle position and hold you and cook you? Or do you think it's more exhausting for him to open up just enough to give you chances to move a little bit, and he's going to stay just one step ahead of you and just say keep 70% of that weight, and a,
Yeah.
a repetitive, like from boom boom boom, like Chimeya, from move to move to move to
Yeah,
move.
yeah.
Do
I
you think
like
do you think that's more tiring than a consistent smash,
mm,
or, like
for,
defending it
for,
wise?
for
I think it is in a scramble, like a smash scramble situation. I think it's a lot harder to deal with than just getting cooked in a smash spot. I think. But I haven't been just ridiculously, smashed by somebody that I absolutely hate it either.
mhm.
Not that it's ever fun.
So
And if
are you
anyone's
saying
listening to this, I'm not saying you've never done it good. I get crunched up, but I'm just saying.
Is it more tiring for the top player or the bottom player?
The bottom player, I would think. I would think. What do you think? It's more. It's probably. Well, it's definitely more. Well, I don't know. What do you think is more tiring? The movement and keeping like 60,
You
70% tension,
you do you do
or
it.
holding 100% tension constantly? I think that the I
I
think that the
like
latter is more tiring than the holding constantly.
now. I do like holding. I use that also as a when I squeeze somebody, I'm squeezing to because it works on my muscles too. When I squeeze somebody really hard,
Hmm. Yeah,
I'm working on my muscle tension.
that's what I'm saying. You're 100% tension 100% of the time versus
You do,
70% tension
or
70%.
just moving around.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Which would you think? Just a constant holding on and pressure, or the keeping a good bit of pressure with the constant movement? I think it's easier for the top player putting the pressure to move constantly
Yeah,
and to like what we talk about, staying ahead of the guy if you're losing a position.
yeah,
Like you've got him out now. He's got an elbow escape. It's coming up. You don't want to get your leg trapped, so you back out. You come
right.
to elbows on the hip. Hands on the hip, elbows on the thigh. You want to beat him to that spot. So
Yeah.
it's definitely
Like when I was
so I think
grabbing,
offensively it's the same way, and I think defensively it's a little less tiring also. I think. But I guess maybe it
even though
depends on how much the weight. I guess depends on how much the weight difference is. Because if it's a big weight difference and they're constantly moving on you, it is the smash sucks when it happens because it's harder and faster.
yeah,
You know what I mean? You
yeah.
might pop out of it, but it's like huh, huh, as more of just a constant, just
Oh,
weight
oh
on you
yeah,
the
you
whole.
talking about yeah. So when I do it, and you're always trying to go back in. So as they try to recover their guard,
Uh
boom,
huh.
you're trying to pass the legs or
Yeah.
now you're at the knees. You got to keep the knees separated, or you keep them together
Hmm.
and try to get back in. And then you might get pushed back out to the feet, and then you just go
Yeah.
from
Yeah. Because really, for a while, you know, I was like underhooks, 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 get up, get up, get up. And I did that a lot, and I got muscle memory built pretty well, and I do it a lot now. So
there.
now it's like it's like this stuff, man. Um, I brain farted.
Oh
Hey, man, real quick, that
yeah,
oh yeah, you got to build this kind of muscle memory too. It helps too, man. It helps to tire you out less. But the thing we're working on today was pretty interesting. But I came in late for class. The armbar. So what happened was we'd get in the seated position for the armbar. You would roll, stack up to defend. Once you stack up, the bottom guy would reach across, grab a cross collar, open the guard, switch your hips to the other side, and take the back. Right, that was pretty
yeah,
fun. But then if they fought you, you would try to roll the other way. You would back roll and follow them up. I really liked that move today, man.
yeah,
Into that back take and then to the choi bar.
yeah.
And then I like the joy bar. That's one of my favorite things. But I also like adding the triangle to that off the back. I
Oh
thought
yeah,
it's pretty slick because the joy bar is sweet, but you're like 90% getting off of them, 80%
yeah,
getting off of them. You know what I mean? I think potentially if they got a single real hard and drove that leg, it would be kind of hard to get it. You might lose it, but it's a good spot either way. I like the move, man. Using the momentum to ride them up.
right, right.
I know we've
There's
been
a
we've
whole
been
bunch of
working on we've been working a lot on that, and that's another you and I have pushing one way, and then waiting for the
what was
resistance
that?
coming
What was
back.
that sweet?
I don't know. I moved something around. That's one thing we did, and Coach and we were talking about too was redirecting,
Mm-hmm.
using that momentum, whatever is coming,
Yeah,
push it away from you,
redirect to
to
the other side. I can't
yeah
remember
to
what
the
sweep we were doing.
and are you talking about today?
Yeah, You said
Well,
take me. We were doing something. I tried to take you
it,
one.
it was
And
from the arm bar. Remember, I do the seated arm bar. You would do the escape. You'd rock up to your knees, but the bottom player then would reach across the neck, grab the collar, open the hips up, and turn, reach
pull the
across
lat.
to the lat, yeah, to try and get the back take. If they didn't fall into the back take
You,
and tried to pull themselves forward so you couldn't take their back, you would use that momentum to roll them the other way and
right,
ride them up into a back take. From there, we were climbing into the Choi bar off
right.
the back, but we mixed it up and added the back triangle with the scorpion shoulder lock also,
Mm.
and then the armbar variation off of that. So that was
Oh,
pretty sweet. That was pretty sweet, man.
yeah,
Man, grappling in general is awesome, but dude, I really love the gi, man. It really helps.
you do.
Yeah, it
I
was
like
funny
the.
today. Today when you grabbed my open lapel when I was standing, I was like, God dang it, you had that thing for a while. It cracked me
Oh,
up though because it reminded me of Coach. Whenever I'm being smart and trying to like keep my hands back and keep everything from him, and
yeah.
I think I'm being all cutesy. All of a sudden he'll snatch my gi by the lapel or he'll grab my belt, dude. I'm like, oh
Mm.
shit, because it's dangling there and I'm not paying no attention. And once he has you, that's kind of it, man. So he's
Hey, you got to think about something else.
I had a good role. I had a good role as coach the last couple of times. Um, I
See
felt
what?
anyway. I think he's let me work a little bit. I think he let me work because I was doing proper technique. I think
Yeah.
and I had good flow, and so I appreciated that, man. And I got into some good spots. I thought he kind of chuckled at me a couple times. I thought so. Usually that makes me think I did something pretty good because that's kind of my reaction. Like say I take on a youngster that's very new, and they might do something that's fairly successful and I kind of chuckle at it that they're aware and that they're able to at least do that. And it's funny because when I hear that, I kind of feel like that. I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, he's letting me work. It kind of slaps you back down, but it also makes you feel good because you know you're doing right at least for the most part. And I did some leg entanglements with him, and
Yeah.
switch legs. I threatened a couple things. We talked about the loop choke earlier, so I kept trying to grab it and he wrapped me up in some crazy stuff I hadn't seen recently. I'll have to show it to you, but his knee was wrapped over my shin, and his arm was, that Williams guard that
You
I
talking about
do.
his lapel
Yeah,
over your knee.
no, he was laying down, right?
Yeah.
You know that Williams guard I do, where I put my leg up behind your arm and I reach my arm, weave it through there, and I like lock your shoulder in with my
Yeah.
leg up, my hands behind the back of my knee and it's wrapped around the front. He did that sort of thing, but on my leg. He was holding on to my ankle like that, and he was trying to knock me down on the other foot. I was like, oh god dang it! It was tricky, dude. I don't remember how I ended up out of it, but I eventually did. But what I was gonna say though is my roles recently I've noticed, man, have been really like not always, but I'm doing some really clean technique, man, proper
Yeah.
technique,
Yeah.
and a lot of good stuff, man. A lot of really good
Great. That's
sweeps,
great.
a lot of good sweeps, and I think my I've done it a lot too, even successfully in some tournaments. The Kimura sweep, man, I'm getting pretty good with that, and I've hit a couple of those the last couple of days, and even recent weeks that have been really nice. And I've been working hard on that stuff though, so and trying to find that moment, where people are off guard or off balance. So you
So
definitely got
this
to.
going into 2026, we're looking for takedowns and to stay on top
Yeah,
in
2026
2026.
takedowns. Yeah,
We want to take
definitely.
down. We're
I
gonna
want to
do.
stay active, but it's see what I was part of the reason I was talking about my role's feeling real good lately. Not only the work I've been doing, but I've been putting in the work, but I haven't been sparring that much. And when I have, my cardio has been phenomenal for one thing.
Hmm.
But when I have um, been sparring, I felt like it's been really sharp and like really pretty crisp. Then I've been pulling off some good technique. So I
All right.
think what I think is that I've been rolling less lately because I've been resting my body a little bit more and taking care of it. I think that maybe like the key to my success right now is actually rolling a little bit less and putting in the work a little bit more. You know what I mean? Um, it's been pretty successful for me. I thought a few times. I've been feeling good, man. Is what I'm saying. I've been
Well,
pulling
we're
off
here.
good.
We're going to be training for life.
Yeah,
So
that's what it's about.
that's hard.
Longevity. That's another reason too. I've been backing it off a little bit. It gets tough on the body. I had a birthday recently, getting a little bit older. It's getting around the holidays. Uh, Everybody's banged up a little bit. Something sore. The weather's making your back hurt. The something's happening. So and it's all about longevity. So you can keep training every day. And so I'm really, really learning to not push it,
Right.
and it's really helping me, man. Coach told me a long time ago. I asked him one day. I mean, this is like over a year ago. I kind of asked him one night
Yeah.
I think it was that 4th of July party, that first one we went to. I kind of pulled him aside and asked him like, what do I need to do to like get to the next level? Do my. And he told me to slow my roll, man. Keep doing what I'm doing basically, but to slow my roll, just slow down. So I've literally been trying to do that. Not only that with my jujitsu, but everything, man. I've been trying to slow everything. I've been listening to tapes too about stoicism, so I can just
Yeah.
be. I've been really relaxed, man. I
And let
think
me
it's been
ask you this:
I think it's been helping me. What?
when you grab, do your fingers? Tomorrow we're going to go over. Do sometimes your fingers get locked up with the other opponent while you grapple?
What do you mean? Like
Like you seen those
like
fighters?
we interlock our fingers?
Yeah.
No, I never do that, dude. Like they would call that back in a pro wrestling match, a test of strength.
How do
No,
you
dude.
prevent it when your hands are up?
I don't open my fingers up like that. And
Okay.
I don't grab at people's hands and fingers, and I don't let them grab at my hands and fingers. No, I never want that, dude. That would suck. But I see that a lot, especially when guys are seated. They'll just kind of like hold hands, sort of,
Yeah.
and then maybe like
They're like
try and pull guard together or something. No, I don't.
yeah.
I don't like that at all, dude. Yeah, I don't know if that's ever happened. I think maybe you might have done it once or twice or tried to, but I
That,
literally will yank my hands and fingers out of that entanglement every time. I think it's from when I was a kid, that was literally a test of strength thing. You would do
oh
that.
yeah,
You would
it
you
sure
would
was.
lock up and you would try to turn the hands under and you'd pick your guy up, dude. Your wrists would be turned and you'd be dude. I have many flashbacks of that fucking shit, winning and losing, dude. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Cause dude,
But I was gonna talk about
remember, you would start the hands right here. They would
yeah,
lock up,
how to
and
avoid.
you'd be like, and you'd fucking try and turn them until you got them, and you'd be like, and your wrist would be all,
We did
you'd
that.
be getting, fuck that, dude. So yeah, I don't do any of that, man. It's not in my repertoire. I don't think it should be legal.
Mm.
I think it's like you can't joint lock, you can't do small joint manipulation. I don't think you should be able to grab the fingers at all like that unless you cup the entire hand, like you cup it, you know,
Yeah,
like
when I grab
like here's my hand. Unless I do this and cup the fingers, unless I'm breaking a choke or whatever, you should have to use your thumb or your hand to break here.
mhm.
But I never think you should be able to manipulate or bend the fingers in any way. But I think this is okay. If you get your hand grabbed like this sucks, but you gotta get it out. But this, I'm not for it at all, man. I
Right,
think
right,
that
right,
that's
right.
a joint lock, a small joint manipulation, and I don't think it should be allowed.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about how to avoid it.
I'm gonna give the black belt answer and say don't do it. Don't let it happen. But
Hmm.
not a black belt. But I'm just saying, or maybe I am. I am better than Moneyberg, and he's a black belt. Hey, speaking of, did you watch
No,
that? Did
talk
you
about.
get to catch that podcast that I told you to
Oh shit, I
check the
forgot. That's for the
video
bus.
out? He
I
got
forgot.
ripped, man. He got ripped, man. And the guy told him, well, what do you think about people, trashing your belt, and then they say you bought it, and he basically is sticking to the same thing. I don't really give a fuck what they say.
Yeah.
They can think what they want. I know what I did. I know who I trained with. They know what I did. They said I earned it. I earned it. And they're like, well, I don't think that you're any good. I think this and that. Joe, I heard, I haven't seen the video specifically, but I saw a thing that said Gordon Ryan and Joe Rogan both said that Moneyberg could defeat a 10-year black belt in a grappling match. I don't think he means a black belt for 10 years, but I think a guy that trained for 10 years and became a black belt. You know what I mean? I don't think he means a 10-year long black belt. But which I
I
don't,
think he meant like
and so
a
so
hobbyist like
they brought that up, and then he said he doesn't think that is possible. He said I don't think you could even defeat my what's his name, Zuckerberg. What the
Mhm.
fuck is the guy's name? What
Mark
the hell
Zuckerberg.
is Mark Zuckerberg? Yeah, he's they said he's a blue belt. Oh yeah, we were talking about that. I thought he was purple by now, but these guys are saying he was a blue belt.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Uh, but they say he puts the work in. They're like he's a billionaire. He runs all these companies. He's super successful, but he puts the time in. He's not having guys come visit. Moneyberg's like, well, I have guys that I like come train me.
Yeah.
Or to come train with me. He didn't even
Hmm.
say that to train me. He said to come train with me.
Hmm.
But he only gets guys he likes, is what he said. And he's just saying people are jealous because I train with all your heroes and legends and blah blah blah. And they're like, well, we think you're trash and that a blue belt could beat you. And what was his face? Platinum Mike Perry was on there. I don't remember what he said, but he tried to get him to defend himself and speak up a bit. So he did sort of. At first, he really wasn't having it. He did
Yeah.
get a little bit riled up. I don't remember all of his response.
Yeah. I forgot
But
about it.
he did get a bit riled up. And one thing that when I saw Mike Perry, I was gonna tell you, I hated him in the UFC, man.
Hmm.
Uh, I just something about him, and then his shtick. But dude, after a while, he grew on me, man. Now I like him.
You
He
see him
cracks
on
me
his
up.
you see him on his podcast?
Yeah, a little bit, but he just cracks me up, man. He's a kind of funny dude. He's just a little bit weird. He had some shit happen to him, man. He went through a time in his life, and shit happens, and sometimes
Right.
people
Right.
act like fucking douchebags. But what I'm saying is, I like the dude now, and he does fucking bang, dude. He's a wild little fighter, man. He's a wild little fighter.
Yeah, he does that. He's a he, uh, I know that he was the bare knuckles champion.
Yeah,
That's there's nothing you can say. That dude's tough as nails.
yeah, he is, man.
That's
But
the
yeah,
bare
dude, he
champ.
not
I
only
don't know
that,
if he's now,
not
but
only that, not only that, he's undefeated since he left the UFC, dude.
mhm.
They were like, this guy decided to leave the UFC and then never lose another fight. And then, he's a millionaire now, I think, dude. Hopefully. Hey, can I talk about something that this is kind of random, but
Yeah.
I love the gi, man. Like, I didn't put it on for a long time. And then when I did, I was like, oh, this is cool, man. But dang, dude, the grips, man, the grips. But
Mhm.
that's everybody's complaint, man. But uh, I like them. I liked it still in the beginning because I also had grips, but mine weren't as good. People had the ability to break my grips and make my fingers very sore. But I like them, dude. But I was curious. I knew um, sometimes the top of the gi is the kimono. They call it a kimono.
Mhm.
But I really started kind of thinking about like where the gi came from. Like who had it first? Like what the fuck is it? You know what
Uh,
I mean?
did you look
So
it up?
I sure did, man. I
Oh.
sure did actually. So this isn't I would like to act like I just pulled this off the top of my fucking head, but no. I don't remember. I don't recall what year it was. I didn't happen to take a note on that. But the gi was created by the founder of judo. His name was Jugoro Kano. Did you know that?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, like Kano. But he adapted a traditional kimono, the Japanese top that they would wear. He adapted the kimono into a heavier, more durable fabric, right?
Yeah.
That was they could wear for martial arts that would last a long time because they tried the traditional kimono and the pant, but they would get wore out, man.
Okay.
Holes in
Okay.
the knees. Plus, a long time ago, no washing machines and stuff like that. So you think about how you had to wash clothes, you had to scrub them by hand.
Ah, shit.
So clothes get damaged when you have to repeatedly wash them, and they're a softer, lighter material, man. So they wanted a heavier material that would last longer and they could use for martial arts, dude. So they made it like that into a heavier material, made the sleeves bigger and longer, right? So they could have grips, bigger collar and stuff. Because I
Yeah.
do notice judo jackets always seem a lot bigger. So
Mm.
I thought that was interesting. But the name, the gi, comes from Jigoro, his name.
Mm.
But it's with a J though, Jigoro.
Okay.
But it's like so I believe when I heard the the uh, the name pronounced, it was Guidoro, like the G is a D sound
Mm-hmm.
and the J is a G, so it was like Guidoro Kano. So I think that's where the Gi came from. And the Portuguese adapted it because the language, it says GI instead of JI. Because jujitsu used to be jujutsu in Japan,
Mm-hmm.
when it originated, and the language barrier didn't allow that in Portuguese, so it changed to jujitsu there in
Okay.
Portugal. But so that told me about the judo gi, but then I thought, the Japanese, gi or the judo gi is a little bit different than the jujitsu gi. So the actual Brazilian jiu-jitsu gi was adapted by the Gracie family.
Mm.
So I thought
From
that was
from
that was
from the this
from Kano trained,
whatever.
Car,
I can't think. I can't think of the guy's name.
Gidoro Kano.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but they adapted. They took the uniform and they tightened it up because what's the problem with the jiu-jitsu guys, right? They were going there and getting tossed and thrown by the judo guys. Jiu-jitsu originated. They took jiu-jitsu is just the waza version of judo. It's just the ground
Right. 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 Right.
version of it. So they took the throws away and shit because they were getting their asses kicked with the fucking throws, man. So they adapted the style to more of a technical, slower version because judo is kind of quick and jerky and choppy.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I see it like the Olympics, that's a lot of quick stepping and a lot of moving and a popping and a bouncing and that kind of fucking stuff. And even the submissions when they hit, they're fast, man. And they only have, I think, X amount of time once they hit the ground to throw the sub, and get it. And
Right.
if
Right.
not,
Right. Right.
they got to reset. So they changed the style for jujitsu. Take the fucking time limits out of it and shit. Uh, Take the throws out of it mostly. Focus more on the ground game, and then they modified the Jugato with
Now, what does
t-
Jugato mean?
the gi, the Jugato.
Okay.
They modified the Jugato into what we know as the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gi. So they made it with tighter. They made it smaller fit, smaller sleeves, tighter sleeves,
Mm-hmm.
smaller collar. Made it more form fitting, shorter pant leg, all that. So I thought that was interesting, man, because I was actually kind of curious. Because I hear people call it a kimono, and I've seen it, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a gi. I'm like, it's not an actual kimono. Every
It's
kimono
durable.
I've
It's
ever,
more of a durable kimono.
yeah, made for martial arts, basically. Yeah. So, but I thought that was pretty cool, man. So I like to dig deep into things a little bit, man. So that's a
Yeah,
little bit of information that I dug out earlier.
man, that's some good
So
history.
I thought that was pretty cool, man. Uh, Browsing Facebook earlier, I noticed they posted about a women's class tonight. They had a funny little quote on there that I hear every time a new lady starts jujitsu, does their first jujitsu class, that an angel gets their wings. And I thought that was pretty funny. But anyway, I looked to see there was like maybe I'm not sure exactly because I don't know
There was a lot.
everybody.
There was a lot.
There was 3 or 4 new people in class tonight that were at the ladies' class, and I thought that was pretty cool. And then I mentioned to my girl that they had that women's self defense seminar recently. We forgot to plug that, by the way.
Mm.
They do that every so often. I'm not sure if it's annually or a couple times a year, but I think it's free too. It's something that they do at our gym at Conquest where it's for women only. It's a self defense seminar. They bring a lot of ladies. They don't do jiu-jitsu generally, probably most of them. Who want to come and learn to defend themselves, and come
Hmm.
hang out, and have some female camaraderie and whatnot. They posted a pic of that too, and it was a huge turnout too, man. So I
Right.
thought that was pretty.
Yeah, there was a lot. You saw the picture.
And I've been hearing that there's like a lot of new people at the evening classes and stuff. So that's pretty rad, man. If we can just get some guys to come to noon, that will be pretty cool. We did the other day though. Esteban, shout out to him. He came, Mr. Postman. Thanks for his service. Them dudes worked tirelessly, but they had the day off on Veterans Day, so he had the day off. So that was cool. He got to come to class, and then Chris
Chris.
was there. Yeah.
What's Chris's last name? You remember? Well, don't say it.
Yeah, we don't want to put all that info out there, but anyway, he's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he's going to get back to work soon and everything goes back to normal with all that. And I've been hearing about lots of new people. Speaking of new people at the gym, also I saw a post. There is a Black Friday special running for 2 days only. Check out Conquest on Facebook, Instagram. You go there, it's 25% off. Special, 2 days only. They may have some other freebies or whatnot. I don't know. Don't hold me to it. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But it's definitely, I mean, a discount rate, dude. More jujitsu for cheaper, you can't really beat that. I mean, the more
Right.
classes you go to, the cheaper it is. I mean, you can go for like $1 a pop, a couple bucks, $3, $4 a pop at that rate. $5 a class, and you don't. People think, oh, it's expensive.
All
I'm
you
like,
gotta do is show
no,
up.
no.
That's
Yeah,
all you
not when
gotta
you show up.
do.
It's a flat rate, bro. You go 100 times, you got your money's worth. So,
You're
but
guaranteed to
it's.
get in shape.
But I wanted to throw that out there too, man. And then
Mhm.
Jeff's daughter, Tova, I believe, is competing in the James White Invitational Part 2 coming
Okay.
up here this coming weekend, I think on the 15th or something like that, going against a young lady from Culture, I believe.
Okay.
So that's going to be rad, man. I saw she was training with William today, getting ready, Mr. Little William.
Mm.
He's a solid little guy. He's gonna have her ready. I understand her and the girl. They've already had a history of matches together, so that's pretty cool.
Okay.
They know each other, so it's on a bigger stage. They're gonna have an intro and all that. So
Ooh,
shout out to James White Fitness. They're
they
in
got the
Norman.
music. I
They're
got you.
holding the event. They may be streaming it. That's pretty cool if they do. But I think it's really cool, man, for the community especially, and getting it out there, man, getting the kids involved.
There may be a
Well,
link. See if we can get the link.
that's what I was saying. There may be so, but that's pretty cool, man. And just one quick thing I wanted to shout out real quick, man. Um,
Alrighty, go ahead.
every class, whether you think you had success or not, is success if you showed up. You usually almost always get something out of it. Not everybody could be an expert in one day, 1 week, 1 year, except Moneybird. Um,
Mhm.
and you got to count. You might get beat up, you might get injured, it might be rough for you. Uh, every little thing, dude, is like a little victory. If you remember one thing, that's a victory.
Victory.
If you figure out all of a sudden something clicks and you're like, oh my God, victory. You sweep a guy that's been just smashing you for months and months and months. You're happy, and then he sweeps you right back over. Don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged, man. Take your victory and think about it and say, man, I swept that fucking guy finally.
Yeah.
And then you move on, right? But then you go, man, you had your moment, but your moments start to last longer and longer and longer. And then, man,
you catch up.
yeah, dude. Yeah, and you can't win them all, man. Nobody's better than everybody. It's all about learning, though, man, and growth and longevity, bringing up the sport, bringing up our team, bringing up the gym, um, thanking the coaches, man, thanking everybody for their work. Like, I appreciate everybody, man. I fucking love this shit so much, dude.
Yeah, me too.
I've always liked it. Man, I've needed something in my life like this for a long time.
Yeah.
And the foundation and the people. And man, it's like it's so crazy. I put a stupid post about I wish jujitsu thought about me as much as I thought about it, you know. But man, I really love this, dude. And man, I hate to fucking, I hate for the day when I can't fucking do it, or
Yeah.
my best friend can't do it anymore, with me or anything like that, dude. Man, I just enjoyed so much, dude, and you, man, in this podcast.
Training, learn how to train.
Yeah, dude, training, and hey, dude, I'm like about to hit it hard, bro, in the gym. I got something big coming up, and I'm gonna hit as hard as I can until then, dude, and get as big as fuck as I can, dude.
All right,
and get in shape. And tomorrow I got a bunch of oatmeal, bro. Let me hold it up. Look at these. Can you see? It looks like Coke, don't it? This is some. This is some plain.
Oh, those are
oatmeal. Yeah, this one right here is plain oatmeal, and this one's like they call it English breakfast.
Yeah.
It has like almond shavings and some granola, little bits, and some raisins in it. So I'm gonna eat that in the morning, dude, and be all carved up for tomorrow, man. And I think we should fucking hit it up, dude. So,
all right.
Anyway, dude, it's been real fun, man, and just sharing love, bro. Just putting it out there. I fucking love this shit, dude. I love my team and my gym and my coaches, dude, and I love what's happening at Conquest, dude. And I want us to just keep fucking going, dude. And like you've been saying for a long time, man, build the best fucking gym around, dude. Have the best fucking jujitsu, man. So
make this the place. Make this the place where people want to train.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. So, but anyway, dude, I'm gonna get off here. I just want to get on with you for a while tonight, man. I want to talk about those few things and stuff. Feeling real good, man. Everybody just fucking slow down. Nothing's that important. Just fucking move on, dude. Just do what you know you're supposed to do, man. That's all I'm fucking doing. Just do the right thing. Be good, man. Everybody take care. I'll catch up with you, man. Later, bro.
Love you too.
You too, man. See ya.
All right, that was Joe talking his talk, his testimony. I heard his dogs click in the background. One of them is under the weather. Which one I cannot say due to HIPAA violation, but they are all there. Joe hit on some good points about having a place that you can call your home gym, because as we go into the future, we need to have a certain community of people that, you're not going to be living with, but you can see them. You got the meeting spot. You get an interaction with different people. So I do enjoy that for the mental health aspect. Because if I didn't have that, I'd just be living alone. But let's talk about jiu-jitsu. My jiu-jitsu is coming along really great. I have a bad knee. My knee is swollen, but it's getting better. For the first day, for a day or two, it was so swollen. I was walking with. I had a cane, but it's progressively getting better, and it's been about 3 or 4 weeks now. But I'm looking forward to heading back into training. I'll be doing 11 classes. Saturday, we got comp class, and then open mat. Monday will be my class. Tuesday, I have my class noon. You got the 5:30 kids class, 5:30, 6:30 adult class with Ron, and then coach's class at 7:30. Wednesday will be my class. Then you got 6:30 with Carlos. 7:30 on Wednesday, we got coach. Thursday, noon. Friday, noon. Or then within that, then you got Monday. We got Sunday through Friday. Me and Joe meet up in the morning and lift at Temple Fitness. Shout out to Temple. And then from there we go straight to jiu-jitsu after that, to the noon class, and then mix some more. So I start that schedule pretty soon. I'm looking forward to it. Like we always say, like, share, comment, subscribe. And I look forward to, if you enjoy it, do what you do. It's all good. Later. Let's see.